My first thought upon completion of this book is this is a sick book. Okay. Welcome to the D. Louise book series. I'm Christina, Kristina. This is where we read books, talk about books, no special effects, no theme music, none of that fancy schmancy stuff going on here. Just reading books and talking books. This book took 2.5 hours to read. And that was with an effort. All right. So, my story is I kept seeing this book. Library, 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 library. It's like, fine, pick it up, read the flap. Like, put it back. Pick it up, read the flap, put it back. Like, So finally I said, you've picked this book up enough times, you might as well read the book. So I read the book. I regret reading the book. It's just, oh, good God, what? All right, so listen. This is your flap. On the night before graduation, 7 students gather in the basement of the university's rare books library. They're not allowed in the library after closing time, but it's the perfect place for the ritual they want to perform. One borrowed from the Greeks, said to free those who take part in it from the fear of death, and what better time to seek the wisdom of the ancient Greek gods than in hours before they scatter in different directions to start their real lives. Just a few moments before their celebration, the lights go out and one of them drops dead, and the body count rises. With nothing but the books to protect them, the group must figure out how to survive the night while they are trapped with a murderer. That night in the library. Okay. So, where's my paper now? Oh, there it is. You have Davy, the librarian, the guy that sets this whole thing up. Ronald is the chief librarian. You have I can't even pronounce his name. Soraya. You have Kip Pickens. You have Faye Bradshaw. You have Uma. You have Ro, and you have Mary. Those are your peeps. And the chapters are told from their point of view. Each person gets a couple of chapters from their point of view. And a couple of the chapters 13, I think it's 13, 14, 15, around there, don't quote me on that. You get Faye Part 1, Faye Part 2, Faye Part 3, Faye Part... I'm like, what is up with this? And, they all take... It was just slow to get going. It was one of those walks in the park. I do the Regencies. I love Regencies. And there's always inevitable, especially with the Sinsters, and we will do the Sinsters. I've done the Sinsters. If you haven't seen my video on the Sinsters, go see my video on the Sinsters. I am so wired. I'm going at 60 miles an hour, and I can't seem to slow down. This book really creeped me out. So, that slow walk in the park where our people get in the carriage or they go for a walk, and you walk down here and you greet Miss So-and-so, and then you go for the step and you greet Miss So-and-so, and then you greet Mr. So-and-so, and you learn about all the characters. So, it was all these steps. And it was just getting to know the characters and how and why Davy chose them and what they were like almost complete strangers to each other, but they knew they had seen each other. They hadn't really conversed with each other, and he had just seen them and he chose them. And they're all worried about the future. They've all got their own stuff going on, and they all take the drugs except for Faye. And I had to, it seemed like she had taken the drugs, but then I went back and I read the chapter like that couple of sentences over and over and over again to make sure that I understood that she had not taken the drugs. And it says she's good, I'm not taking drugs, and she didn't take the drugs, because later on it says she didn't take the drugs. But it's just, it's oh good God, I don't even know how to explain this book. It's so messed up. So they do all this stuff, and it takes a while because so-and-so's got to be introduced, and so-and-so's got to be introduced, and this one's got to be, everybody's got to be introduced in their little bit of their backstory and their history, and I'm just like, all right, come on already, wait, what's with the fasting, what's with this, what this, just come on already, and I was getting a headache, and I just like, I'm just gonna get through this, I gotta get through this. So they finally get down to the library, and they finally get started, and they pass out the drugs, and they all take the drugs except Faye, and then this guy, they get in an argument, the drugs cause them, I don't know if it's hallucination, or their brains go a different way, or their thought patterns go a different way, and they start going, and they're like, well, it hasn't affected me yet, but I think you did this, and I think you did that, and the accusations go fly, and it's just driving me crazy. Absolutely crazy. So the first person storms off, I'm getting out of here, but of course the whole library's locked down. There's a gate between them and the elevator. Nobody has a key to the gate. The IT department is mentioned over and over again. So it's, the phones are down because the IT department, because the phone's down, the computers are down, they're doing maintenance. It's just like over and over again. It's just driving me crazy. So the first person, they get in this little thing, they get in this little tiffy, and they all get involved in it, and they all start saying stuff, and the person storms off, and they end up deceased. And then another altercation happens, and someone kills someone else, and another altercation happens, and someone kills someone else, and it's just like, oh good God. I'm like, and they talk about cell phones, and they talk to the lack of Wi-Fi, and they talk about the IT, and they talk about how to get out of here, and they talk about using their cell phones, and they talk about the blood, and they talk about this, and I was just so over it. I was just so over it by the end of the book. I was just so, and it's just, oh good God. I just don't even know what to say. I'm so tired. It's in the middle of the night. Sorry. I got up in the middle of the night. And I got out extra early today. Jesus, my eyes are gonna close. This book, it was just, oh, good God. You know, there are these, it has a, I guess it's a compliment to say it has a Stephen King feel to me. Or, a 10 Little Indian. Well, no, that was when they all killed one person, right? 10 Little Indians, they all killed one person. The Agatha Christie, they were all on the train and they all did it. But it just had that creepy. I don't like creepy books. I don't like books that go, ooh. And this book maybe, ooh. It did. It was just, oh my good God. It was just creepy. It was just, oh good God. They were all strung out on drugs. That's probably the thing, that they all got strung on drugs and their minds were going. But the one sober one is also killing people. The one sober one is killing people. So she's been affected by whatever's in the atmosphere or whatever the hell's going on. But it is just a creepy, eerie. Ugh. You like creepy, eerie books? It was just, good God. I'm so tired. This book just creeped me out. It really just creeped me out. I don't know. It just, they don't spend all the time in the one room. They end up going to other rooms. stuff happens. People, they end up killing each other in their mental state, and the next day there's 2 survivors at the end of it out of the 7, 5, 7. But it's just creepy. It's just really creepy. I don't even know what to say anymore. But these people spend the entire 7 p.m. 7 the library, they're in there at 6. They have to meet at 6, but the actual grouping doesn't take place till like 7:30. The library officially closes at 8 or gets locked down at 8. No, it might close at 7 and lock down at 8, but whatever. And the phones and everything is coming down at 9, and it's going to stay down till 7 a.m. the next morning. And oh, it just gave me the creeps. And I was over it. I was so over it by the end of the book. I just didn't care anymore. I didn't want to hear all this stuff anymore. I didn't want to, I didn't like it at all. I just didn't like it. So if you want to spend the night, if you like creepy, if you like heebie-jeebies, if you like Stephen King, you might like this. It's up to you to give it a try or not give it a try. But this is just creepy. So, I think I'll go read a cozy. Make me feel better. Don't forget to check out Star Trek Next Generation Fridays. And If Then Friday afternoons. And of course, let me have my paper here. Flashback Monday. Oh, I can't wait. I could use some like and subscribes too. I was hoping for a miracle on my birthday, but that ain't gonna happen. But I'd like to hit 1,000 by Christmas. Wouldn't that be cool if I could hit 1,000 by Christmas? Or 4th of July. That'd be even cool too. But anyways, have a good one.